Would you all please rise for the national anthems of both the Czech Republic and the United States of America? Thank you. Please be seated. On behalf of the President and the Supervisory Board of Anglo-American University, I would like to extend a warm welcome to each and every one of you, our honored guests, friends, family, faculty, members, and most importantly, the graduating class of 2025. My name is Jeff Medeiros. I'm a senior lecturer in the School of Business here at Anglo-American, and I'm honored to be your Master of Ceremony for today's celebration. To begin, let me introduce to you the other people on the stage with me. Seated in the head chair, His Magnificence, Jiří Schwarz, President of Anglo-American University. To my right, Miroslava Kopíčová, Chairwoman of the Supervisory Board. Next to her, Spectabilis Miroslav Svoboda, Vice President for Academic Affairs. Next to him, Yeta Sahatkia, Vice President, Student Affairs, Marketing, Admissions, and Recruitment. And Spectabilis Richard Ohlela, Vice President for Academic Quality and Internationalization, WSCUC Accreditation Liaison Officer. With those last two titles, whatever they get paid, it's not enough. Also joining us below, the deans of the schools, Spectabilis Jiří Schwarz Jr., Dean of the School of Business Administration. Excuse me. Honorabilis Theodore Turno, Chairman of Department of Arts, Culture, and Literature. And behind the lectern, our commencement speaker for the day, Dr. Lars André Richter. And the manager of student experience and engagement, Markéta Filingerová. I would also like to point out our other guests. We have the CEO of Anglo-American University, Anna Hudáková, responsible for strategic leadership and marketing, brand development, student experience, operations, HR, and finance. Thank you very much for joining. Karolina Dolanska, Chair of Visual Arts Studies, School of Journalism, Media, and Visual Arts. Joel Imhoff, Chair of the Department of Marketing and the School of Business Administration. Greg Pezda, Chair of Department of Management, School of Business Administration. And Joshua Hayden, Chair of Social Sciences in the School of Arts, Humanities, and Social Sciences. We're not done. Member of Anglo's Supervisory Board and the President of the Faculty Senate, Joshua. And Jan Vashenda, the Vice Dean of the School of Business. I would like to now invite His Magnificence, President Jiří Švac, to open the ceremony and welcome with his personal remarks. Please.
Dear students, esteemed parents and grandparents, distinguished guests, live birth, high school graduation ceremonies, college graduations, weddings, and funerals are traditional events in which people and families traditionally come together in Central Europe to share joy, success, happiness, as well as pain and sorrow. Today's graduation is not only a successful end of your undergraduate or graduate studies, but also the key to starting a professional career for which you have been preparing systematically from your first year of school. We greatly appreciate the presence of the persons dear to you, relatives and friends. Many of them have come a long way to share in your success and joy. Some, however, could not make it, which does not mean they are not with us. They are present in your minds, and you know best what you are grateful for. Without their moral and material support, we could not have all gathered here together today. Many thanks to all those present and to all who have supported our graduates on their journey of knowledge, skills, and education. Dear students, this academic year is a very successful one in our 35-year-long history. We were able to significantly contribute to the legislative change in the nostrification process after many years of our systemic endeavor. A path from the bureaucratic recognition of high school diplomas of our foreign students to a smooth in-house nostrification removed the most difficult issue that our students had to face. It is extremely important for us as a Czech international university with an 85% share of foreign students. We worked hard and successfully, thankfully, on getting accreditations for our new bachelor programs in psychology and international and European legal studies, and also of master's program in international business and politics. These new study programs allow us to admit new students for the upcoming academic year as of September 2025. We have a very ambitious goal for the upcoming academic year, the accreditation of a doctorate in international business and politics. Our ambition is based on the newly approved grants by the Czech Science Foundation and Czech Technological Agency in 3 subsequent years, which list our university among top Czech private universities in academic research in economics and political science. I hope that Anglo-American University will maintain this positive trend in its development. It should reflect global challenges and changes of preference of potential students and provide useful answers and reactions embedded in university study programs. On the way to a university degree, many pitfalls awaited our students, which they successfully overcame, many of which were different from those faced by their predecessors. The global coronavirus pandemic and Russian aggression in Ukraine would have been considered science fiction rather than 21st century reality in Central Europe at the time they began their studies at Anglo-American University. These realities were and are a test of resilience and adaptability not only for students, but also a test of the creativity and flexibility of their alma mater, Anglo-American University. I hereby express my admiration and gratitude to its faculty and administrative staff, who were able to move quickly from the real world paralyzed by COVID-19 and its mutations to the virtual digital world, which is also not immune to viruses. Think of the well-known computer virus Trojan horse or a flood of fake news in a public space. Fortunately, virtual viruses and fake news test our attention and attack our psyche, and not our lives. I am confident that graduates of Anglo-American University are well prepared not only for postgraduate study, but also for their successful professional careers. Our school has taught them critical thinking, the use of modern, scientifically based working methods, knowledge and skills, and has also deepened their ability to distinguish correctly between good and evil. Fortunately, wherever there is evil, there is also good. The endless struggle of these opposites is illustrated by the Russian aggression in Ukraine. It has created an amazing wave of humane reciprocity, selfless help, and spontaneous solidarity all over the world, and especially in Europe, which is expressed in the joy of helping people affected by war. It has worked the miracle of uniting Europe, historically divided into many state formations and even more nations and countless different interest groups, which have joined their forces against the threat from the East. Dear graduates, I wish you success in your professional and personal lives. With your professional success in different countries all over the world, you will be solely in charge of your own happiness, and at the same time contribute to the prosperity of your community, peaceful cooperation among nations, and optimistic global development. I believe that you will remain in contact with your alma mater because we can help one another. We need your feedback for our continuous improvement in our service to future students. We will assist you with our growing reputation during your entire professional career. I am sure that we will benefit from our eternal cooperation. Let me finish with wishing health and happiness to all of you. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much for your thoughtful words. If I might improv a little bit and just to reinforce the necessity that here you're leaving with these critical thinking skills in the age of AI. This is really, it doesn't matter what your degree is, you've learned how to think for yourself and then consider the people around you. So we look forward to you taking that forward as part of the Anglo tradition. And then also as well, the expansion of the programs is a big deal. I used to call this the little school with a big heart, and it's kind of becoming a big school with a big heart. So we encourage you to continue to contribute and participate with us as we grow this global brand. So thank you very much. So now it's my great pleasure to introduce your commencement speaker for the graduating class of 2025. Dr. Lars Andre Richter is the director of the Friedrich Naumann Foundation for Freedom for Central Europe and Baltics here in Prague. Its principal aim is to develop reform concepts and policy papers to foster free and open societies. From 2012 to 2018, he headed their office in Seoul, South Korea. From 2018 to 2023, the office is in Buenos Aires. As chairman of the Seoul branch, he was also responsible for FNF's activities in North Korea. After studying humanities in Tübingen, Leipzig, Paris, and Berlin, Richter received his doctorate from Humboldt University in Berlin in 2008, and in the same year joined the Friedrich Naumann Foundation as a spokesperson. Please give a warm welcome to Dr. Richter.
Thank you very much, dear graduates, dear President Schwarz, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is a really great pleasure and honor to be here with you this morning. I would like to thank you, President Schwarz, and the Anglo-American University for the opportunity to give a short speech at this year's graduated ceremony. I was very happy to receive that invitation and to accept that. So critical thinking was a keyword. We have gathered in the Bethlehem Chapel here in Prague. I think it is no exaggeration to say that this is one of the most significant places in the European intellectual history. Why is that so? And what does that legacy, this legacy of that place, of that venue, have to do with us and specifically with you celebrating your graduation today? The Bethlehem Chapel was built at the end of the Middle Ages in the late 14th century. It was the time of Prague's first great political, economic and cultural prosperity. A few decades earlier, the city had survived the Black Death, the bubonic plague, halfway undamaged. Charles University, the first university in Eastern Central Europe, was founded in 1348, and the construction of the Bethlehem Chapel began in 1391. The founding charter stipulated that it was to be built as a preaching church. The focus should be on the preaching, the interpretation of the Bible, the Word of God, not on the celebration of the Last Supper, as it was normally the case in a church. What's more, this preaching was to take place in the national language, which means in Czech, not longer in Latin. This was something really new, something outrageous. In 1402, Jan Hus, professor of theology at Charles University, came to preach to the chapel. He also preached in Czech. He introduced congregational singing in the service. One also sang in the local language. Hus was what we today would call a social media influencer. Thousands listened to his sermons on Sunday. They still had to come to flock to the church, to the chapel in person. Of course, there was no live stream option yet. However, Hus also became known as a critic of the church. He was influenced by the English philosopher and priest John Wycliffe. Like Wycliffe, he criticized the material prosperity of the church and the greed of the clergy. He advocated freedom of conscience and regarded the Bible as the only authority in matters of faith. He thus contradicted the official church according to which the Pope and conciles had to be accepted as the final authority in matters of faith. Hus paid for his conviction with his life. He was burned at the stake for heresy at the Council of Constance in 1415. What does that mean for us today, especially for you, dear graduates? Of course, the point here is not to idealize history. Reform initiatives in politics and religion have often carried out resistance, disputes, or even bloodshed. The fatal Hussite wars in Bohemia, the Peasants' War in Germany a century later, and the 30 Years' War in the 17th century, they all were a consequence of church reform approaches. Nevertheless, we can learn something very important from the Bethlehem Chapel project and from Jan Hus. New paths are possible on the way to the truth. You can get to the bottom of the things yourself. Authorities, traditions, and conventions can be questioned. One's own conscience is a very important point of orientation in all of this. The liberation of the human being from the heteronomy of and the emergence of a free, rational individual was a long process. Jan Hus was only one driving force behind this. Others were the representatives of the Italian Renaissance, the famous humanist Erasmus of Rotterdam, and of course Voltaire and Immanuel Kant, two pioneers of the period of Enlightenment. However, the free, rational individual was also clever enough to realize that wherever he or she comes together to form social associations or finally a state, they need at least elementary rules and laws which they must subordinate themselves for the good of all. It is the strength of the law that counts, not the law of the strongest. This is one quintessence of the liberal constitutional state. That sounds so obvious, but it is unfortunately not and has probably never been. In the last century, it were collectivist, totalitarian ideologies such as communism and fascism that threaten the rational individual and the rule of law principle. Even in the 21st century, that was mentioned recently, even in the 21st century, the demons of history have not yet been domesticated. A terrible war is raging in our eastern neighborhood, started by the Kremlin, the headquarters of a revisionist power that fundamentally doubts the concept of a rule-based order. However, danger also comes from the other side of the Atlantic, from where it hasn't been expected for many, many years, for a long time. The man who returned to the White House in Washington in January, and maybe even more his vice president and some spin doctors and advisors from the Silicon Valley are seriously questioning whether freedom and democracy get along. Of course, this is much in a nutshell. Nevertheless, we see there is a lot to do in Europe and around the globe. I've been invited today as a representative of a German non-profit organization, the Friedrich Naumann Foundation for Freedom, an organization which endeavors to make a small contribution to strengthening democratic, rule and free market-based political culture in the countries in which it works. At the moment, about 70 worldwide. Let me say it using a religious term in this special place here. The foundation, my team members, my colleagues, and I personally are kind of political missionaries and preachers of freedom. This mission, to try to make the world a more pleasant place, safer place, better place, is a source of satisfaction and happiness. I'm very thankful for that. Dear graduates, your professional life now lies ahead of you. I hope that this feeling of satisfaction and happiness will also be with you in the years and decades to come. The world needs you too. You have many opportunities, but also a great deal of responsibility. The messages are, get to the bottom of the things. Listen to your mind, use your mind, listen to your conscience. Mistrust authority, questions established structures and conventions, but never stop distinguish between truth and lies. Shortly, preserve the achievement of human civilization. I guess all this is one legacy of Bethlehem's Chapel here in Prague. And for sure, it's a legacy of your university, whose choice of name clearly recognized the great Anglo-American spirit of liberty. Congratulations again on your graduation. I wish you all the best for your future, and thank you very much for your attention.
Well, thank you very much for those very relevant and thoughtful words. And once again, I'll improvise a teeny bit and just reinforce the message. This is a call to action. Of course, this is a celebratory time. All of the accomplishments that you've achieved over the last few years at your university, but it's not over. You have to take this and be an active citizen of the world. And I hope you take that to heart and turn it into action in your own context, in your own space, around the world in which you live. So thank you very much. Okay, if I would like to invite Mr. Hansel and Bilek again to play, please, organ trumpet with some singing along as well. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for the beautiful music. And let me, my apologies, more, excuse me. Keep going. Two more. Go ahead. Okay, I think they're done. With that song, Mr. President, I kept thinking you might just jump up and start dancing. That was very nice. Thank you very much. And on vocals was Marie Shimonkova. Thank you very much. It's beautiful. Lest you think I was updating my Facebook profile, that's what I was doing on my phone, just getting her name. So I'd like to now ask Mr. President Jiří Schwartz, Markéta Filingrova, our Manager of Student Experience and Engagement, and Jiří Schwartz Jr., Dean of School of Business, to confer the students' degrees.
The degree of Bachelor of Arts in Business Administration will now be conferred upon the graduates of the School of Business, Anglo-American University. Annelise Hogstad Edvardsen, Norway, cum laude. Ilsa Alina Eriksson, Finland and USA, cum laude. Her thesis has been awarded as the best bachelor thesis in business administration. Mariana Jacková, Slovakia. Kylie Elizabeth Mack, USA, cum laude. Barbara Millerová, Czech Republic, summa cum laude. Irina Pidvalna, Ukraine. Mia Veronica Wolf, USA, cum laude. We will now continue on to business administration graduates with a concentration in accounting and finance. Shabana Ahmadzai, Afghanistan. Salina Fatima, Pakistan, magna cum laude. Rosalino Pedro de Silva Gomez, Angola. Michala Hromádková, Czech Republic, magna cum laude. Chloe Emmeline Oliver, USA. Durian Olivia Sam, USA. Leah Škledar, Croatia, cum laude. We will now continue on to business administration graduates with a concentration in business economics. Nessa Kazazi, Kosovo, magna cum laude. Barbara Anna Olechowska, Poland. We will now continue on to business administration graduates with a concentration in economics and finance. Dominique Logan-Leavitt, USA. Daniel Lukášek, Czech Republic, cum laude. Julia Midyushko, Russia, magna cum laude. Gilbert Edward Mohaj Mosdal, Denmark. Angel Muñiz Reina, Mexico. Alec Jolie Uy Torres, Philippines, magna cum laude. Rebecca Wilsmeyer, Germany. We will now continue on to business administration graduates with a concentration in entrepreneurship. Annika Juliet Ellen, USA, cum laude. Diego Castro Lopez, Bolivia. Denisa Škarabelová, Czech Republic, cum laude. Isabella Agnes Vesper, Germany. Natálie Zábranská, Czech Republic. Radim Zavoral, Czech Republic. Jan Žejdlík, Czech Republic. We will now continue on to business administration graduates with a concentration in international business law. Sofia Soto Marquez, USA. We will now continue on to business administration graduates with a concentration in management. Emma Lee Bokov, USA. Hanna Dinhová, Czech Republic, magna cum laude. Marta Dubiniauská, Latvia. Mia Grace Hoffman, USA, magna cum laude. Fabiola Lanai, Albania, cum laude. We will now continue on to business administration graduates with a concentration in marketing and communications. Sara Al-Sayali, Czech Republic, summa cum laude. Jessica Sarah Bronner, USA. Eleonora Drajčuk, Ukraine. Simon Ebner, Czech Republic. Aruba Fatima, Pakistan. Polina Galochkina, Russia. Jaroslava Hopaniuk, Ukraine, cum laude. Polina Kravcová, Ukraine, summa cum laude.
Congratulations, excellent academic achievement.
Natália Krivošejnová, Czech Republic, magna cum laude. Marina Morozová, Ukraine. Marcus Maurice Pick, USA. Darina Semergej, Ukraine, magna cum laude. Katrina Petra Tissel, USA, magna cum laude. We will now continue on to business administration graduates with a concentration in strategic marketing. Kimiko Aoki Rodriguez, Mexico. Timur Khadziev, Russia. We will now continue on to business administration graduates with a minor in international relations. Miley Camille Silva, USA. I would like to invite the chair of the Department of Arts, Culture and Literature, Ted Tonau. The degree of Bachelor of Arts in Visual Art Studies will now be conferred upon the graduates of the School of Arts, Humanities and Social Sciences, Anglo-American University. Alina Kornuty, Ukraine, magna cum laude. Her thesis has been awarded as the best bachelor thesis in Visual Art Studies. Riley Shea McGuinness, USA, cum laude. Ilya Zhukov, Israel. We will now continue on to Visual Art Studies graduates with a concentration in studio art and curatorial studies. Nadine Amelie Braila, USA. Elena Joy Koch, USA, magna cum laude. Dominika Dudis, Czech Republic, magna cum laude. Isabella Galliano, USA, cum laude. Anuška Blankalici, Czech Republic, magna cum laude. We will now continue on to Visual Art Studies graduates with a minor in Humanities, Society and Culture. Olha Kachan, Ukraine. We will now continue on to Visual Art Studies graduates with a minor in Journalism and Media Studies. Paige Emily Miller, Canada, summa cum laude. The degree of Bachelor of Arts in Journalism and Media Studies will now be conferred upon the graduates of School of Arts, Humanities and Social Sciences, Anglo-American University. Kira Brooke Aronoff, USA, cum laude. Clara Marie Burns, USA, magna cum laude. Anna Franziska Einhaus, Austria, magna cum laude. Shristi Ori, India. We will now continue on to Journalism and Media Studies graduates with a concentration in journalism. Ayla Alieva, Ukraine. Alisa Snihur, Ukraine. We will now continue on to Journalism and Media Studies graduates with a concentration in media and culture. Mihaela Anton, Romania, magna cum laude. Her thesis has been awarded as the best bachelor thesis in Journalism and Media Studies with a concentration in media and culture. Emma Grace Etchison, USA. Riley Christine Kramer, USA, cum laude. Eleonora Helly LaSalle, USA, magna cum laude. Michaela Alizy Moran, USA, cum laude. Annette Saliste, Estonia, cum laude. Adina Utorbayeva, Kazakhstan. We will now continue on to Journalism and Media Studies graduates with a concentration in Public Relations and Marketing. Maria Demenkova, Ukraine, magna cum laude.
Congratulations to great academic achievement.
Alexis Ann Folks, USA. Hanna Habalová, Slovakia.
Blahožel.
Megan Mahoney Johnston, USA, magna cum laude.
Thank you very much. That was great. Pink Panther, Lord of the Ring. This is perfect, right? You guys are leaving the Shire for an adventure. Okay, my turn. Never sure. And now, it's my great honor to introduce your valedictorian for the class of 2025. Although I didn't have the fortune of having her in one of my own classes, it quickly became clear through both research and reputation why she was chosen to speak on behalf of this exceptional graduating class. Here are a few standout facts. A proud Prague native, graduating with a bachelor's in business administration, not in typical 3 years, but in 2. She achieved this by taking full course loads during the winter and summer sessions, along with 7 course semesters in the spring and the fall. Ouch. Along the way last year, she earned the Best Student Award, capped off her AA journey by earning the rare A on her thesis, a clear reflection of both her academic excellence and drive. She's already earned master's level credits. This girl doesn't stop. At University College of London, and will continue her studies at King's College London, pursuing a master's in international management. Her future aspirations include joining the ranks of McKinsey, Bain, Boston Consulting Group, or one of the big 4 as a strategic consultant. But that's just to build her own foundation. Ultimately, she plans to launch her own tech venture firm focused on women's empowerment and innovation. Yeah. Her former internship supervisor praised her significant contributions to their branding and marketing efforts. When I spoke with her peers, they didn't talk about her grades, they talked about her character. Bara is genuinely one of the kindest and most grounded people I know. She has a warmth that draws people in. Her humbleness stands out, especially given how much she's accomplished. And this, as a friend, Bara is the type of person who celebrates your wins like they're her own. She's uplifting, supportive, and sincerely happy for others. And finally, from her thesis advisor, Professor Homola, she's the real deal. All that's left now is to hear from her directly. Please join me in welcoming to the podium your valedictorian for the class of 2025, Barbara Milarova.
Thank you. On behalf of my fellow graduates, I want to express our deep gratitude to the faculty, the staff, administrations, and all the families and friends gathered here today. I feel incredibly honored to stand here in front of all of you. When I found out I'd be this year's valedictorian, I was ecstatic. For the next 30 seconds, it felt like every sacrifice was worth it. The non-existent winter holidays, the missed summer trips, and my very questionable sleeping schedule. Graduating early, finishing with the highest GPA, and delivering this speech, it all felt amazing. For exactly 30 seconds. And then, the next goal, the next milestone, a master's degree in London, another speech, another box checked. I used to think life is the sum of achievements, and it wasn't until I was writing this speech that I realized that while achievements are fulfilling, they're also fleeting. That's something no one tells you when you're chasing them. The pride lasts a moment, and then it's replaced by the next mountain. So what actually stays? Well, look around this room. This is what matters. This is what stays. The friendships, the support, the support, the quiet pride we feel in each other. AAU has always advertised itself as being built on a community. Anyone who took brand management and had to free labor for the school's marketing department knows this very well. Yet during my time at AAU, I got to witness again and again just how true this really is. Yesterday, I saw Ilsa win her best award, finding out that she will win it, which, congratulations, by the way. Within seconds, she was flattered by all her friends cheering on her, supporting her, as if they had won them for themselves. That's what makes this matter. Because in the end, what we achieve may shape our path, but the people we meet shape us. If I'm being honest, many of you probably don't even know who I am. I tend to keep to myself. Trust me, the thought of someone screaming, "She doesn't even go here," kept me awake more than once. But here's what you should know. I have always prided myself on being someone very independent. Asking for help? Not really my thing. But it was this very community that taught me just how powerful it is to lean on others. Looking back, I can say, without a doubt, that the friendships and relationships I've built here, I'll treasure the most. They taught me that what community really means, what it feels like to be seen, supported, and cheered on, even when you don't have the strength to cheer on yourself. And I certainly would not be standing here without some incredible people who I would like to thank. I promise I'll try to keep this section shorter than Adrian Brody's 2025 Oscar speech. So, if you're still awake by this point, you have Professor Homola to thank. You have not only honed my public speaking skills, but also gave me the courage to actually enjoy them. Let's say your non-traditional methods always kept us on our toes and brought the best in all of us. To Professor Kalinová, what can I even say? You go above and beyond for every student in a way that is truly rare. Your support, your wisdom, and your belief in me, they meant more than I can ever express. You are the reason I studied so hard for all of my exams, not to get the grade, but to not disappoint you. And that relationship between a student and a professor is something I'll carry with me forever. To Professor Pezda, thank you for always answering all my questions with more questions. I now think about the big picture way more than I should. I can't even buy a Coke Zero without mentally auditing the business's entire supply chain. But in all seriousness, seeing you in NTK, where a lot of us wrote our thesis, on a Saturday, just there, helping, speaks volumes about who you are, both as a professor and as a person. To my friends, Kylie, Rebecca, Selena, Aruba, Milan, thank you. Without you, I would have been significantly more depressed and probably still stuck writing and rewriting the financial section of my thesis. Whether it was the late nights in the library or chaos in my personal life, you gave me advice, support, and a reason to laugh when I needed it the most. Also, I'm pretty sure we're the sole reason for the Prague White Red Bull Zero shortage. I never imagined I'd find such lifelong friendships in such a short time. And finally, to my family, if you allow me, I'd like to say a few words in Czech. Největší poděkování patří vám, mami, tati, holky, babičko, dědečku. Vím, že moje cesta k tomuto momentu trvala o trochu díl a byla trochu komplikovanější, než jsme původně plánovali. Teď jsme konečně tady a já vám mohu tímto způsobem poděkovat, protože všechny moje úspěchy jsou jen odrazem vaší podpory. Jste tu pro mě vždy, podržíte mě v těch nejtěžších chvílích a oslavíte se mnou ty nejlepší. Vaše víra ve mě pro mě znamená víc, než slova dokážou vyjádřit a ani nevíte, jak moc vděčná vám jsem. Děkuju. Být součástí naší rodiny je to, na co jsem nejpyšnější. Doufám, že tohle je jen začátek a že vám budu moct všechno vrátit a ještě víc. Now here we are, standing at the edge of something new. These are exhilarating times, but let's be honest, they're also terrifying. I know I'm scared. Scared of failure, of unfulfilled potential, of the unknown. Some of us are heading to grad schools. Some of us are jumping straight into careers. Some of us are still figuring it out. And I just want to reassure you, and myself, that every single one of those paths is completely valid. We're told in our 20s that we should climb the corporate ladder, but also live every day like it's our last, to travel the world, but also save money, find the one, but also date around and explore, take bold risks, but build a stable future, be wildly successful, but don't burn out, and of course, make it all look perfect on Instagram. It's a lot. So if I could leave you with something, it would be this. You are not behind. You are not lost. You are exactly where you're supposed to be. What matters isn't how fast you got there, it's who you become along the way, and who's beside you as you get there. Because even though I celebrated achievements, it's the people that made them matter. The friends who stayed with me through my many breakdowns, the professors who believed in me when I didn't even believe myself. When I started writing this speech, I felt it was impossible to capture all that we've been through in just 5 minutes, because how do you sum up all the growth, all the laughter, the 3 a.m. thesis edits, the quiet moment when you realize, maybe, just maybe, I'm actually going to be okay? You don't. You carry it with you. So whatever comes next, a new job, a new city, a new unknown, know this. Even when things don't always go as planned, they still might turn out even better than you ever thought. Congratulations, class of 2025. We did it!
Wow. Where are the tissues? That was beautiful. Thank you very much. I'm sure your family is very proud of you, as we all are. Well, here we are, approaching the end of the ceremony. What some would say is the most important part. Now, to signal the rest of the world that you're graduates, would the students please stand? And if you would please move your tassels hanging from the right, move them so that they're hanging from the left, as a signal to everyone that you did it, you're all graduates, And I would like to present to you all Anglo-American University graduating class of 2025. And to you, the graduating class of 2025, we know you didn't get here all on your own, so look out here and let's give them a round of applause for all they've done to support you in your journey. And for a little fun, family and friends, here's the shot you don't want to miss. Aim your cameras that way, towards the students. Videos are pick. It's up to you. Capture the throwing of the caps. Okay, graduates, this is the last test if you can count to 3. So on the count of 3, toss them high. I'm supposed to give you 10 seconds for, some women said they wanted to take the clips out of their hat. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. Okay, wait now. 1, 2, 3. There's some Instagram posts in there, I'm sure. Okay, good luck finding your cap and returning to your seats. Here's an extra. And now is Mr. Hansel and Bilek prepare to play Gaudiamos, 13th century Latin piece, stands for So Let Us Rejoice. You're welcome to sing along. The lyrics are printed on the back of the commencement program. Before we do that, though, just a few comments. First of all, I would like to thank Mr. Hansel and Bilek for providing the outstanding music, as well as the lyrics from Shimonova. Thank you very much. And a big thank you to Marek Szaurak. I learned that he has a degree in anthropology, which explains a lot. He's our event coordinator extraordinaire over here for organizing the event today. And a big thank you to Anna Hurakova, Yeta Sahatkia, and their teams, including Student Affairs, as we affectionately call them the Australian Shepherds, nipping at the heels of the students and the faculty, keeping us all moving in the right direction. Thank you all. We are all lost sheep without you. So they're around, so thank you. So a little program note, after playing Gaudiamos, Mr. President will lead the procession off the stage, followed by the participants on the stage. I'm giving them instructions right now. And the students will then follow them out here, out that door, paying attention, yeah, around, and then back through the back door, back into the chapel, where we'll take pictures. Yeah? The rest of you are, please remain seated until everybody leaves the chapel, but you're welcome to stay and take pictures as well with the photographers. After the pictures, the students will leave the room again to enjoy a glass of Prosecco, and then after this, they'll be available to join you. One last program note, there's an alumni mixer tonight at 6 o'clock. And I'll leave this actually on the stage. You can take the QR code for the location. It starts at 6, and you're all welcome to join us as well. And then finally, thank you for allowing me to be a part of this wonderful and memorable celebration as your MC. It's my sincere honor. Thank you.
místa. Tady jedna, tady druhá, tady třetí, čtvrtá za nima a pátá ještě ne, jako jedno kontrolní, že musím tam jít. Takže tohle ještě dáme na stranu.
Ty velký potřebuješ kam?
Co?
Ty velký kam? Ty velký kam?